Hello.
Hello.
Now live on your channel, episode 154.
Yes.
What's up, everybody?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, Rob?
A lot. How about you?
Where do we begin? Where do we begin? It's been what? It feels like a
I
month.
feel like I'm going to run out of things, and we've had so many things occur since the last episode.
Personal life, sports life, and
Yeah.
everything in between.
Yeah, so the Phillies are done. The Eagles are maybe getting started. My car is destroyed.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that. I don't even know the
We're
update.
we're potentially rectifying the issues with the internet here at the house. My work schedule is going to be changing. Lots going on.
Yeesh. Yeah, I have Stuart Little running around. Can't find the
Oh
file.
yeah, baby shower in 2 days. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like we just turned over the pregnancy test in the bathroom and had a little plus sign or whatever. I think it's plus for positive,
Yeah,
and now now we're in the third trimester.
kicking away, right?
Yeah,
She's
kicking at nighttime usually.
She's probably upset that the Phillies are still out of it. Who
I don't
knows?
blame her.
I fear that the next time we'll be recording, we'll have a new president already lined up. Election's like right around the corner.
Yeah, was it 2 Tuesdays from now?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. So
Let me talk.
half of maybe a third of my Twitter feed will be reacting to maybe about half. Maybe about 40% of my Twitter feed will be reacting to the presidential race in real time.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of my Twitter feed will be reacting to the first college football playoff poll, which will be revealed the same night as the election. So very, very exciting. We have 2 more weekends of college football before the CFP poll. And last night we had a really big upset. So as you may know from having played the video game,
Coastal?
well then too. So the first 4 spots are pretty much guaranteed to the conference champions of the ACC, the I guess the Pac-12, the ACC, Big Ten, SEC, and the Big 12. Those 4 conference winners will be guaranteed a spot in the playoff. They're not necessarily guaranteed buys. The next 8 spots, 7 of them will be the best at-large teams. One of them is a guaranteed group of 5 team. So an AAC team, a MAC, a Midwest Conference team, a whatever team. So Liberty last night,
Yes.
6-0 Liberty dropped a heartbreaker to 0-6 Kennesaw State, which is probably going to kill their opportunity to get into the college football playoff as the best group of 5 team. Which, Joel,
Yes.
we have an opportunity. There is a chance
Oh, talk to me.
that we may get 3 consecutive weeks of Army Navy.
Ugh,
So,
fuck off.
as you may know,
Yes.
Conference Championship week is the week, I think, before, or I'm sorry, Conference Championship week is the week after Army Navy. So Army Navy is a standalone game the week after the final week of the regular season for every other team.
Yes.
That happens every year, the same relative time frame. It's a standalone game. That usually is happening concurrently with the FCS playoffs because I think they do 16 or 32 teams, whatever. So there's a chance that both those teams could either be undefeated or have 1 loss each. They both play Notre Dame, which is the best team left on each other's schedule. Otherwise, they're both undefeated right now. So there's a chance that Army Navy could be playing the Army Navy game and then turn around the next week and play the AAC championship game because they're both in the American Conference.
Mm-hmm.
And then the week after, they could potentially face off in the college football playoff. So we have a lot going on right now.
Love to see it. Love to see it. I always had those games as a throwaway game. I could care less. I thought they focus on, their career choice, not football, but
Yeah.
shows how little I know about football, especially in the college ranks. Good to see it. Great to see it, actually. That
The troops are playing well. I mean, Air Force stinks, but Army Navy, the troops are playing well this year.
Right.
And it's still alive. So I think Navy plays Notre Dame this week. And at this point, Navy might be the favorite to be the at-large bid. I mean, I'm looking at the overall the AP poll, top 25. I mean, Notre Dame, I don't know how they factor into all this because they're not in a conference. I would imagine they have a chance to be an at-large bid,
I mean,
but they might just get in on merit.
Didn't they lose?
Yeah, they did lose. They lost to
Opening game.
NIU. That's their only loss.
Oh,
And it was at home.
I know.
Right. Boise State, I guess, would be the favorite right now. Them and Ashton Genty. So Boise State's only loss is to Oregon, which was a pretty close game, I'm pretty sure.
And that's
Yeah, they lost by 3 to Oregon. They right now
Oregon's
have the
number
best
one.
running back in the country. Army's ranked 23rd. Navy is 24th. Army's 7-0. Navy's 6-0. They're both 4-0 in the conference.
Talk to
Hey,
me.
look, we got some fun. The troops could be. See, now we feel better. The Phillies are dead.
Oh, fuck the Phillies at this
Nick
point.
Sirianni looks like a. I don't know. I'm not going to say it out loud just in case I get canceled. But Army Navy.
Army Navy. And I want to backtrack on this one a little bit. You brought up Kennesaw State, and then you brought up the news of the Navy Army game. I thought
They are the
you were
Owls,
gonna-
right?
Yes, I thought you were going to bring up the fact that that is Cletus Little's alma mater at Kennesaw State. So I'm like,
One of his alma maters.
Of course, Cletus Little dominates and knocks out Liberty, and also knocks out your parlay. Sorry to hear that one. But
No, I didn't have any money on them.
Oh.
They
Well,
were probably too heavy of a favorite.
someone who did just as a throwaway for like a couple dollars. Hate to see
Probably
it.
like minus 2,400, honestly.
Hate to see it. You know how people are.
So
Embellish.
Coastal, by the way,
Oh, how about Coastal? Talk to me.
Coastal reeling. They started the season 3-0. They lost to Virginia on your niece's birthday. Had a bye.
The
Came back,
uprising.
beat Old Dominion, and then got smoked by James Madison, and then lost to Louisiana last week. The Raging Cajuns. I was actually watching that game. Ethan Vasco got benched in the second quarter. He was 3 for 10 for 10 yards.
Do you think it's punishment for sending you a gift on your birthday? For your birthday?
I don't know. I think it should be punishment because the stupid video game. I say I don't mean. Wow, Vasco was 5 for 18 last week with 84 yards. That's awful.
Sounds like
The video game. Yeah. So the video game it pissing me off. We finished year 1 of my dynasty, and I go to create a custom schedule, and I keep getting this glitch that keeps saying I can't create there's an error in my schedule. Turns out everybody that plays the mode, it's not giving enough conference games to your schedule, so anything you do, it creates an error. So I advanced past that. I'm playing against like UTEP and a bunch of fake schools.
Yeah.
And then today they put out a patch to get rid of that. So I'm considering restarting my dynasty so I have a better schedule. But I'm already a year in.
Fuck. Well, will you still have the same issue if you keep going?
I don't think so. Except the problem is
difficulty?
one of the. Yeah, I don't know if you've played with the dynasty,
Nah.
but you have a skill tree for your coach, and you have to do
I
certain
remember.
things to advance your skill tree and get points toward it. One of them for me is win 4 rivalry games, and you unlock a different tree.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had rivals because I'm a team builder, so I had to look up the rivals for the team I replaced, and I put like Louisiana. I replaced ULM, so I was going to play Louisiana Tech and Louisiana, who are my 2 rivals, so I could win 2 games, and then the next year do the same thing, unlock that tree thing,
Uh huh.
and now I got to win another year. So that's what really bums me out. But
I
at least it's patched.
think at this point, I think you already know what you did. You can do to start over,
Yeah,
and now that you can make it work.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll see. But shit, man, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm excited though. I can't believe it. Navy Army. That game's actually gonna be meaningful. Cause I don't like it because I think 2 or 3 years consecutively they played in Lincoln Financial Field, so the airport was
yeah.
just
I think they rotate.
hell on earth. Well, yeah, they went
I'm
to
fairly
Gillette,
certain they
Michigan,
do Gillette.
and then I think
Um,
on the water. I think on a boat or something.
They do
Shit.
Gillette, and where
Washington.
the Ravens play.
Not Washington. The
They
Redskins.
might. This year they're at Northwest Stadium. I don't know where the hell that is. Landover, Maryland. That might be where one of the
Oh.
2 teams play.
That's where
I don't even know what
Commanders-
Northwest Stadium is.
Isn't that
Is
Commanders?
it?
Yeah.
Well, Landover is where the Commanders play. Is that the name of the stadium?
I think so. I don't think it's FedEx anymore.
Maybe. Yeah.
I could be talking out of my ass, but Landover,
No,
Maryland.
you're right. That's where it's weird. It says parking lots are still named FedEx Field Lot A, B, C, D, and E, but Northwest Stadium is the name of the stadium.
Hey, man.
Oh, good to know.
Good to know. Speaking of Washington, Jaden Daniels. What a coming out party for him this season.
Yeah, until he got hurt.
Not on the field, by the way. Not on the. Wait, was it on the Washington field? Oh, if it is, it claims another victim.
I didn't see much of the games on Sunday. I had a game myself, and I have to get up so early for my games on Sundays that by the time I get home, I'm extremely tired, and I'm usually asleep by the 4 o'clock window.
Ah, I don't blame you. When I get home at 1, like at 2 something, I'm half awake trying to watch the 1 o'clocks, and then I take a nap, and it's like halftime of the 4 o'clock game, so it's kind of rough
Yeah,
on Sundays.
the fours are terrible. The ones this week had too.
Let me see. Let me
Yeah, we
talk
got
to me.
one, two. We at least we have a decent number. We have 5 4 o'clock games this week, but they all suck.
No bye weeks.
Yeah, no buys. No London games. So you get a Thursday, a Sunday, a Monday, and then 5 4s and what? 12 ones,
Oh Jesus, Rob, it was. It was.
8 ones.
Landover, Maryland.
Oh yeah,
They did
yeah, but
claim another life. They claimed Jaden Daniel. That
So,
field
I
is
saw-
that bad. A win.
I saw a highlight from that game that would have given 2014 Eagles fans like shivers. Marcus Mariota threw a touchdown pass to Zach Ertz, and somewhere Chip Kelly rolled over in his grave. Marcus Mariota, by the way, my dynasty team went from having no quarterbacks because Carr was hurt, Minshew got benched, and Tua was hurt. So now I have too many quarterbacks because Carr's back, Tua's back, Minshew's starting again, and Mariota might be this week.
Oh my God.
So anybody in my dynasty league who was worried about my team advancing, footsteps.
Oh, dude. I don't even want to get into the fantasy, but I had a rough one. I think, didn't I tell you? I think I lost my work league by 0.10 points.
Jeez.
And I had Godwin driving me home for a victory. Needed one more catch where the fat man didn't hold in the beginning of the game for the touchdown.
Yeah.
That was negated.
Yeah, he scored a touchdown. They got called back.
If that didn't get called back, or Godwin can get one more catch before he gets an injured, which is bad to say, I would have
Yeah.
won. But nevertheless, I lost both of my wide receivers, hamstring Evans, and Godwin with a broken ankle. I'm in shambles at the wide
Yeah.
receiver court.
Well, my work league isn't a whole lot better. I at least now. So what I've been doing this whole season is I have good running backs in my work league. I have Brees Hall, Alvin Kamara, Kenneth Walker, and J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
And we only have 2 receiver slots. So it's been Mike Evans and Brandon Ayuk most of the season. Ayuk now is done for the year. Evans is hurt. Yeah, he tore his MCL and his ACL.
And he held
And
out.
my-
Hate to see it.
Yeah, well, at least he got paid. Mike Evans is
Yeah, that's true.
Mike Evans is injured. The problem that is now being solved is I keep sitting Brian Thomas, and he keeps having career days on my bench.
Jacksonville, right?
And Jackson Smith and Jigba also having great days on my bench. Now that I have both of them in the starting lineup this week, they're both going to lay an egg, and I'm going to be very, very upset.
That's me with Baker. I say,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't think he's going to perform like against the Baltimore Ravens. I have him on the bench.
Yeah.
Dude scores 30 plus.
Yeah,
Points.
so I have
on.
I have a conundrum in multiple leagues where I was sitting Baker for Purdy, and then I'm in 2 dynasty leagues. One of them is a little bit cheaper than the other. One's like $100 a year. The other one's like 50. The $50 one I'm loaded at quarterback. I have Baker, Goff, Anthony Richardson, and someone else.
Can you start 2
Trevor
quarterbacks?
Lawrence.
Oh, Trevor.
What's up?
Can you start multiple quarterbacks?
No, you can't. I'm in another league where you can. You
I would
you
love that.
have to have 2 quarterbacks. My 2 quarterback league, all my guys are hurt or terrible. And my 1 quarterback league, I have 4 quarterbacks, and I can only start one. And I keep making the wrong decision. Beginning of the year, I said, all right, Lawrence is the guy. Nope. Then I went, okay, Goff. Nope. Baker, yeah. Baker, yeah. Baker, stinker. Fuck. Naturally, I started Baker. Whatever week, or I forget what week I started Baker, and he was terrible.
Earlier.
So then I sat him again, and now he's at this point. I just got to start him every week. By the way, Puka Nakua and Jake Paul both healthy tonight. They're both playing for the Rams.
My boy has both of them. I can't believe it. He was from the shadow realm with wide receiver core. Now he has both his wideouts back.
Yeah, there you
And me,
go.
I'm
Well,
fishing over here.
supposedly Minnesota Vikings are sending multiple representatives to tonight's game because they are in talks to acquire Matthew Stafford, which is interesting because Sam Darnold's been playing really well.
Why?
Unless it's a package deal, because apparently Cooper Kupp is available as well. Imagine Stafford and Kupp going to the Vikings, and I would imagine Darnold would go to the Rams.
With
McVay gets a
Jetta?
chance to, yeah. I would imagine McVay gets a chance to kind of see what he can get out of Darnold, and then they have Stafford on the books for next year in Minnesota with an option for 26, I believe. So maybe they can have him mentor JJ McCarthy for a year and then figure it out from there.
Wow, 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 wow.
Uh,
Wow.
since it's Thursday night football and basketball is back, I will be doing a live $2.50 parlay. We're gonna go first touchdown with the first basket
Oh my goodness. Here we go. We're back. We're back, baby.
live on the podcast. I had a spicy one the other night.
Who's
Didn't
playing
hit,
tonight?
but still spicy. We got the Vikings and the Rams.
No, basketball wise, honestly. Are you doing one first basket or however many games?
I'm gonna go one first touchdown and one first basket.
Okay. Gross.
Let's see who's playing. We got Boston and Washington, San Antonio, Dallas. Ooh, I kind of like this Dallas game.
Oklahoma, Denver. Dallas at home though.
All right, $2.50 to win $140.
Hey, let's go. Let's get it.
Aaron Jones first touchdown
Vikings.
and Derek Lively first basket.
Oh, Derek Lively on Wemby.
Let's get spicy.
Let's get
Yeah.
real spicy. Holy
I
shit.
like an offensive rebound with a putback or a lob.
Nice.
For a little while, Dwight Powell was a cheat code on these first baskets.
Really? Oh, you played him a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I don't want to see a Derek Lively easy bucket, rims out, and then someone comes in for the putback. Oh,
So I had a parlay a couple of years ago. I don't know if I may have been texting you through it, or it's possible I was not saying anything to anybody because I was like, if I'm gonna jinx it, I had a three-legger. It was $1 to win like fucking 800 something, and it was somebody. Then it was Brandon Ingram, and then it was Russell Westbrook when Westbrook was a Laker.
no.
And the first two hit. It was I don't know who the first one was, but it was somebody. It might have been Jaylen Brown because I take him a lot. So it was somebody. Brandon Ingram was definitely on it, and then the third one was Russell Westbrook. I just needed a first basket from Westbrook to take me home. I was at Applebee's with your niece on a Friday night. It was date night,
Yeah.
and the Laker game comes on. We're in the corner, and the TV is right there. I'm basically watching the TV. Yeah. We'll do that. Whatever. Yeah. I'll clean it. Whatever. I'll take trash out. And
She
I'm
coulda had
watching
you.
Westbrook. Westbrook took the second shot of the game and rimmed out. I almost flipped the table. And I forget who wound up scoring. I think it was Anthony Davis wound up scoring the first basket, but that was the closest I've come to these big ones. I had the one a couple of years ago on opening night, live on the show here. It was Embiid, Trey Young, and who was the third one? Christian Wood, and it was a three-legger,
Christian
one to
Wood.
win 240.
Probably a Dallas Maverick at the time.
I think he was either a Mav or, yeah, I think he was a Mav.
Had to be a man. Damn, yo. That's crazy. I think I vaguely remember you were like, let's go. Start of the pocket.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna
It
do
was the one
fives.
where we ranked hot sauces at the end.
Cholula. I'm cool with it. Oh, shit. Let me see. Oh, yeah. We're starting our basketball league.
Yeah,
have
fantasy
enough
basketball's back.
Let's get it.
Well,
Oop.
there's 10 people in the league from last year. They'll get the email.
All right. Bet. All right. I'm already in because
Yeah,
I already
yeah,
have fantasy football.
There's a chance we'll drop it down to 8, but we'll see.
Oh, don't do that. All right. Fuck
Do
it.
8, and we'll do 20-man rosters.
Oh, all right. Bet.
Draft a coach.
Yeah, I'm in my 8-man work league, and it's tragic because there's so many quarterbacks out there. You can
Yeah.
just plug and play, but you can't play both of them. If you can just
Yeah,
add.
That's annoying. So I'm in a 12-man dynasty league where you play one quarterback. There are no quarterbacks in free agency, although I picked up Mayfield last year from free agency for free.
Yeah.
My other league, there's 10 teams, but you start 2. So 24 quarterbacks play each week.
Mm-hmm.
So the last 2 weeks, I had no quarterbacks.
Jesus.
I got negative 0.3 from my quarterbacks last week as Minshew came in mid-game and threw an interception, and I almost won. So at this point, I'm just we're just vibing, hoping for the first pick.
Nah. Oh, I'll tell you something about the first pick, but like in this situation, like we're in the 8-man league, and my boy had Jaden Daniels, and he's 6-0. Lost the game. He got his first loss, and Jaden Daniels died. If he had 2 quarterbacks playing, we'd probably be talking about it different. He'd probably be 7-0.
I don't know if you did fantasy in 2020, but I believe that was the year that Taysom Hill played quarterback for the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
He's got hurt, and Taysom Hill started a couple games. And in fantasy, Taysom Hill was listed as a tight end,
But he
So
was a
I
good
picked up
quarterback.
Taysom Hill in multiple leagues, and for 2 weeks you could start him as tight end. Eventually they turned it off and they made him a quarterback only. Even still, he was still kind of playable. He was averaging like 18 to 20 points. So,
It's not
but I
bad.
had Taysom Hill at the tight end spot for 2 weeks.
It's a cheat code, basically.
Yeah, he was good. I don't know if he's still playing as well
He's
as
been
he.
hurt. Been hurt a lot.
Yeah, the one game I remember watching, he didn't play.
And I think it was what's his name? Head coach, the former Sean Payton. He
Yeah, Sean Payton
he
loved him.
kind of hid him well. And with Drew Brees at quarterback, you also can hide that well.
Yeah, he used him well. I remember watching. They were on.
Surprisingly, not a Bronco. I would have just
Yeah,
taken
they
Waitman.
were on prime time so many times that the one year was 19 or 20, and it felt like I saw Taysom Hill come in for a gadget play like every week in prime time.
When he was on the field, it was like he's getting the ball. 100%.
Yeah, and when he threw a pass, you're like, fuck. Like now they're branching off and doing different things.
Right. Um, before we get into the show, officially,
Yeah,
I'm gonna name you this team. You gotta tell me. I want to hear your thoughts on this team.
hit me.
This person had the number one overall pick, right, in the 8-man league.
I hope they didn't take McCaffrey.
Oh, of course, everyone did. It's eight, you
I
start
would
off
have
that.
taken Brees Hall number 1.
Trust me. So, CMC, right?
Nope.
He has Nico Collins, T.J. Hawkinson,
Oh,
Chris
oh,
Olave,
oh my God.
Deontay Johnson, Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, Brian Robinson Jr., Travis Kelsey, Michael Pittman. He just picked up Addison from Minnesota, Kyron Williams, Jonathan Taylor, and what else am I missing here? Oh, Patrick Mahomes, right?
How many injured reserve spots do you get in this league?
Two.
Because this guy needs about 7.
Two. And the Kansas
I'm gonna
City
guess he's got.
defense and
What's he got? 2
Fairmount.
wins.
Correct.
2 wins. 2 and 5.
I was just
2 and
gonna
5.
say. Can you
Well,
guess?
think about it. Kelsey's been terrible every week except last week. Mahomes has been pretty bad every week except for 2 weeks ago. I mean, Eckler's been kind of a letdown. McCaffrey's only played a few weeks. Olave's
He
hurt.
hasn't played at all.
Hawkinson's hurt.
McCaffrey played? I don't think he played at all.
McCaffrey, no, he played the first couple weeks, didn't he?
I don't think so. I think he was out.
I thought he did. I thought he played like 1 or 2 weeks.
Maybe, but I don't think so. Because he picked up his backup right away. He has his backup as well.
Oh, maybe you're right. No, he hasn't played. I thought he played week 1. I thought, for some reason, I thought when they played the Jets, that wasn't the first week of the season.
Tremendous guess by you. 'Cause I was just going to ask you
Thank
my
you.
next question. How many wins do you think this person has? It's the most stacked team probably in fantasy league history.
Yeah, checks out.
And he's at two.
For some reason, Christian McCaffrey is not listed
And he's a
on
cocksucker.
on the on the Yahoo app. So he doesn't exist. Yeah, you're right. McCaffrey hasn't played. What an asshole.
He's still on the team. And of course, he has T.J. Hawkinson and Nick Chubb for the longest on the IR, so McCaffrey's just sitting there wasted. A lot of them
Jeez.
were. So he couldn't pick up anybody because afraid of losing them in waivers. So he's stuck with that team. Love to see it. All right, speaking of football, let's jump in.
McCaffrey went first in every one of my leagues.
Had to.
Let's
Brees
jump
Hall was
in.
Also a second choice.
Yeah, Brees and then Bijan was also up there too.
Here's a little tidbit. Out of my entire draft class, only one has remained. Everybody has gotten traded or dropped off the face of the earth.
Oh, wait, I bet you I can tell who it is.
How? No. In my work league.
Oh, your work league. Oh, okay. You did drop. You got a little heat from the boys for dropping Chris Olave, but I mean, who cares?
Did I?
Yeah.
In a group chat? I don't know. I didn't see it.
There's like 4 dogs outside just flipping the fuck out right now. And it's extremely frustrating. I'm surprised these 2 weren't barking back. Those listening at home and those watching from the comfort of their own homes, the dogs are in the room.
We can't hear
And
them
they're being very good. They're being very good. You guys
Until-
okay?
until the wife gets home
Yeah, until she gets home.
and walks in the room.
That's right. You guys are going to tell mommy we had fun, right? Yeah, they look miserable. All right.
Jesus.
Hit me.
NFL trades. Jets fired Robert Saleh. That's how long ago we haven't recorded. Yet they acquired Devontae Adams from the Raiders, to reunite with Aaron Rodgers, and they put up a stinker, I believe, in Pittsburgh.
He have 37 points, the most they've given up all season.
This is Salah's fault. That's all it is. It's always going to be
No.
Salah's fault.
It's they're like 2 or 3 friends of Rodgers away from being a contender. I believe as we speak, Jordy Nelson's on a flight to MetLife. Geronimo Allison was spotted in Newark, New Jersey.
Is Donald Driver coming back?
Bubba Franks, yeah, Donald Driver. Who was the Mercedes Lewis, who I think is probably still in the league.
How about the guy on Fox Sports, the pundit? I forget his name. He's a wideout. He's like their big.
Jay Glazer?
No. The wideout. Damn.
Wideout. Fox.
Has to be.
What, Michael Irvin?
No. I'll find it. He was their big time receiver. Well, one of them.
What?
I think the far
Greg Jennings?
Oh, Greg Jennings is also on. Can you get
Greg
him out of
Jennings, he's
coaching?
yeah, maybe he's
Nah, let me see.
Eddie Lacy.
Ed Lacy was a Packer?
Yeah. Eddie Lacy was a Packer big guy. He was a fucking
Oh,
he was at
Eddie Lacy. I'm thinking
Alabama.
I'm thinking of his other counterpart, Derrick Henry. I'm like, huh?
Derrick, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, AJ. Everybody was a Packer. You know what's funny is Saleh was actually spotted at a Green Bay Packers practice this week, helping LaFleur out a little bit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Really?
But they're only 2 or 3 friends of Aaron Rodgers away from being right where they want to be. The funniest thing is that Devontae Adams loses to the Steelers, gets traded, and then he loses to the Steelers again. He got rescued from a 2-4 team and went to another 2-4 team and then lost.
He can be 0-3 versus a team if they were a divisional team.
I think he would have to get traded to the Giants this week.
No, well, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have a quarterback to throw him to, so he's screwed
Yeah,
on
that is
one.
true.
I don't see the name. Randall Cobb was another one. Jermichael Finley, what a name.
Well, either way, I mean, does this move the needle, do you think?
James
Devontae-
Jones.
Oh,
That's
James
who.
Jones.
Jesus
He is a
Christ.
Fox guy. He's the one that wore the hoodie underneath the jersey, right?
I believe, yes.
I think he was. Yeah, he was briefly a Raider, and then he went back to the Packers.
Yep, that's exactly what that says here.
Yeah, they had what a
No,
weird.
not a Raider. Yes, a Raider.
Yeah,
One
he was a Raider.
season.
Who was the random tight end they had that made that one great catch on the sideline?
Jermichael Finley. No,
Was it Finley? Was
James
who
Lofton.
the- Dave Lofton? Who the fuck was that tight end that they had that made that great catch on the side? Was it not Jermaine Gresham? It was the game against Dallas where Rodgers threw an amazing pass. It might have been Mercedes Lewis, honestly.
Amon Green. Javon Walker.
John Walker was on my first fantasy football team.
Bubba Franks.
The year Bubba Franks. Javon Walker, when he was a Bronco, was on my fantasy team.
Here's
I
the
traded
tight
him
ends.
midseason for Musin Muhammad.
Ooh, Musi Muhammad. Love that man.
I think the Suns in college football right now.
Like that. Paul Kaufman, Jermichael Finley, Ron Kramer, Rich McGeorge, Ed
What?
West, Bubba Franks, and Bark Chumra. That's
Richard
all.
Rodgers, maybe the guy I'm thinking of.
Donald Lee. Oh yeah, former Eagle.
Yeah, he was the highest graded Eagle one year according to PFF.
Oh, Robert Tunyon.
I didn't know. Jesus Christ. I think it was Richard Rodgers, the guy I'm thinking of. I can't remember who the
Jimmy
fuck this tight
Graham.
end was. Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, what is
This guy, I think this guy was a
It is Richard Rodgers. 2014 to 20.
yeah, I don't know. We're getting way off track anyhow. Maybe it was 2016.
It's gonna come to you at some point.
Yeah, I'm gonna get really upset when I see it.
But anyway, yeah, if you want to throw that little nugget, that's the fantasy.
Oh, it was
lineup.
Jared Cook. Jared Cook, that's who it was. Sorry. Now I can live peacefully.
Yes, and now we can continue. But yeah, that was the first bulletin of the show. Jets fired Robert Saleh, acquired Devontae Adams, and lose in a blowout to the Steelers. And Devontae Adams
Yeah,
loses
that
back-to-back games.
that game felt closer than it really was.
Really?
I mean, in the third quarter, there was that interception Rodgers threw that kind of bounced out of the hands of Garrett Wilson, which whatever is what it is. Oh, another 22. Oh wait, I'll get to it in a second.
26.
There was a ball that bounced out of his hands and then got returned almost to the end zone.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams made the tackle, and then the guy Hamlin on the field. I thought Russell Wilson actually looked pretty good in that game.
I heard
He
it was his best
started
game.
really poorly. Yeah, he started really poorly, and then as the game went on, he threw a couple moon balls down the field. My coworker is a Steelers fan, and one of the first things he said to me is apparently underthrown deep balls from Russell Wilson to George Pickens are the most effective play in the Steelers playbook because I think there was a pass interference and then a catch on one. Fryermuth made a great catch. I don't know. Steelers look like better than I thought they would,
My coworker
and
is
the
also a
Jets look
Steelers fan.
about as. I was down on the Jets from the get go. I didn't think they would look like this. Their defense was good under Saleh, and then it took a big step back. And this week, the offense had like one good drive, and that was about it.
So what's the issue? Is it Rodgers?
I mean, it's a collection of guys. It's not a team.
Because they
I think they do
also
lack.
no, I was gonna say they also demoted Hackett, right? The offensive coordinator.
Yeah, which was what Saleh wanted to do. Saleh wanted to get rid of Hackett altogether, and then they turned around and fired him instead, which felt like a Rodgers thing. And then they bumped the other guy up. I forget his name, but it's whatever the other guy is now. He's calling plays. Rodgers is probably changing some of these plays in in the huddle.
That's what he did with
And I mean,
McCarthy.
Adams looked okay, but yeah, I don't know. The defense I think is okay, but at the same time, the offense is more a collection of guys, and they still haven't gelled. Like it's weird because I'm not a football analyst by any means, but you can tell this offense is just not gelling at all. Like Rodgers is the one game a couple weeks ago in primetime where he hits Mike Williams and he drops the ball, then Mike Williams drops another ball, and now he's hitting Lazard. Lazard's like I don't know, it just looks weird. It doesn't look like it's flowing. It looks like there's a little bit of like there's no cohesion. And outside of Brees Hall and Tyler Conklin, there's not really much happening offensively. And Lazard has played okay, but there's not much happening on this team.
You think that they lack identity? Because
Yeah, I
Rodgers
don't
is
even know
like
what their
pass
identity
heavy.
is.
He still thinks he has it, which he doesn't. I think that could be it. Just feed the ball to Brees Hall. Play action fake opens up for Lazard, Wilson, and Devontae Adams.
I don't see why not. I mean, they need to establish the run. I mean, they have two good backs. Hall's been really good, and then Braylon Allen's been pretty good for them. I think
Sure.
Rodgers is at his best when the run has been established and he's going play action and looking downfield and because he can read a defense as well as any quarterback. He's one of those old school guys that doesn't just look at one guy and then tuck it and run. He's a pocket guy and he will spread it around as long as he doesn't lose confidence in you. And to his credit, Garrett Wilson did have a bad play, that drop pass on the left sideline, and then Rodgers still kept going back to him. So I think Rodgers trusts his guys. It's just figuring out what because it's Mike Williams has fallen out of favor. He trusts Lazard. He obviously trusts Adams, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to rekindle what they had in Green Bay. I mean, there's a chance later on in the season they go on like a 2-3 game winning streak and they look like what we think they would have, but they're still the Jets.
Well, here we go. Nice segue into this, and we can get on to the next bulletin point. Their next games: Patriots, Texans, Cardinals, Colts, Seahawks, Dolphins, Jaguars, Rams, the Bills, and then end the season at home against the Dolphins.
So, with all due respect to all of those teams, none of those teams outside of the Bills are anything juggernautish.
Houston?
I think that Houston, I think there's a little bit missing from Houston. It might be because of the fact that Nico Collins was out
He might be back.
and Stroud has looked a little bit more mortal this year, but I think that none of those teams scare me to the point where if the Jets beat them, we'll be like, oh, that's kind of surprising. And even if the Jets beat the Bills, they beat them last year with Zach Wilson, so it's still not surprising. I think that all of those games are reasonably winnable. They'll probably be favored in, I would say, at least 75% of them. The Dolphins getting Tua back is going to unleash Tyreek Hill a little bit, but I mean, the Texans, we'll see. I think there's only one football on the Texans, and you got to split it between Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Joe Mixon, and
Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, and and Dalton Schultz. But we'll see. I think all of those games are winnable. The Jags stink. Patriots stink. I think they'll split with Miami, and they'll probably lose to the Bills. But
Seahawks
aside
are
from
pretty
that,
good,
there's
too.
no reason to think that. And the Rams, we'll see what's left of them when they face the
Darnold?
Jets. Sam Darnold against the Jets.
Oh.
Didn't he face the Jets this year?
He did, and he whooped them 23-17.
That's right.
October 6th.
Yeah, he went to
3 weeks
MetLife
ago?
and won, and then he beat the Jets.
This is awesome. Give me Sam Darnold as a Ram now.
Told you, Sam Darnold's starting a playoff game this year. I mean, if he's a Ram, he won't be, but if he stays with the Vikings, he will.
That's tragic. You should get a
So-
yellow star for that one.
Yeah, right. In addition to the Devontae Adams, why are we texting 7 o'clock? Why are you sending me work? In addition to that, Amari Cooper, same day, traded to the Buffalo Bills for the
Yes.
same return that the Eagles gave up for Jahan Dotson. So, good thing they jumped the gun and traded for another failed Penn State NFLer when they could have had Amari Cooper. Cooper goes to the Bills. I think he scored a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Josh
some-
Allen, all of a sudden,
Some people say that the touchdown was him not knowing the play until he looked at the rookie like, yo, what am I doing?
is that right?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it, but Coleman's on the outside on the left. Cooper's on the inside. I guess Josh just changed the play. And he looks over to Coleman and it's kind of just like, what? And Coleman just kind of like puts his hand up and it's like, kind of like straight. And literally
Were
he
they,
just ran a streak and he's just wide open for the
Were
touchdown.
they at home?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe the play art was squiggly because they were on the road and
Oh.
you can't hear the quarterback on the road like an NCAA.
Right. Good call.
Yeah, there's
But
nothing more annoying. When I was playing NCAA last week, I'm playing against Michigan, and I have clearly man coverage, single high safety, and I'm in 4 wide, so I'm getting blitz. It's not someone's coming from somewhere, and my running back is I don't have a running back on the field. I'm going 4 wide, and I go to send my slot guy on a corner route, and my outside guy on an underneath route. So there's so much field out there. I'm like, this is gonna be perfect. I call no fucking guy can't hear me. Get the question mark. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jesus. I love that game for that.
I do too. Yeah,
Have you played it
Nothing
at
made
LSU?
me- I have not, but I've played at Penn State and Ohio State.
LSU at night is just I don't know what happened. I just couldn't get it together. I lost pretty bad.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you the day that I played Florida State 3 times?
Yeah, and lost.
So I
I
beat
lost
them all
all
3 times. So
I lost all three
it was
times.
it was my Coastal Dynasty. It was 3 different games. I played them in the regular season.
Yeah.
Neither of us could move the ball. I won 14-7. Then I turned around and faced them in the ACC title game,
Yeah.
beat them, and then I faced them in the first round of the playoff or the second round of the playoff.
That's how I felt with
And
it.
at the same time, Florida State was on my TV,
Oh,
and I'm hearing the war chant coming out of the speakers on both TVs.
you were really seeing squiggly lines everywhere. You were
Yeah.
you were a mess.
So bad. Virginia Tech, fun place to play in college football 25 as well.
Haven't
They can't obviously play Enter Sandman, but they have a similar entrance of Clemson's very difficult.
Clemson is difficult too. Oh, the screenshot. Look at this picture. We'll
Yeah, you
see
gotta
it.
take a picture of the dogs.
Of course. But yeah, I think
but
about the
yes.
only game. I haven't played it. I've been playing a little bit more Madden and then
Yeah,
some other things.
I'm jumping back in either tonight or tomorrow. But Amari Cooper goes to the Bills. I think he helps them immensely. I think he's going to do so much for Dalton Kincaid and Keon Coleman.
And Shakir.
I think James Cook has been great. Shakir's been good. I think Josh Allen is this might be the best collection of selfless weapons that he's had. And Amari Cooper going from Deshaun Watson to Josh Allen is legitimately probably the biggest leap in quarterback you could potentially have in the NFL this year.
Didn't he have Prescott, Deshaun, and then Allen?
And he played with Carr previously.
Yeah, that too. Dude, Mark Cooper. Good for him. I like him.
Yeah,
I come
I like
around
him too. Never had a problem with him.
And now the last wide receiver,
Yeah, which
got
I forgot all
moved.
about.
DeAndre Hopkins, his old corpse, leaves Tennessee. Another wide receiver gets gifted from a bad quarterback, or well, no, Will Levis is still young, but
Levis is okay, but
that team's
he's
going
bad.
nowhere, and he's getting paid a lot in Tennessee to go now to a playoff run and a Super Bowl run with the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, all 3 of these trades would have been enormous 5 years ago.
Right,
And
Cooper
I think
went
there's
for
still
what?
some. Cooper went for a 3rd.
Hopkins for a 5th.
Hopkins was like a 5th that could become a 4th. And what was Adams? Adams was like virtually nothing also.
Free at this point. He didn't want to be there.
Yeah, it was $3.99. And the funniest thing about Devontae Adams is I think the report came out and he was like already in New Jersey as the report came out. Like an hour later, he walks in on Rogers on McAfee's show. It's like,
Right.
did you guys bunk bed it up the previous night?
Right. That was so gross. It reminded
Yeah.
me of James Harden when he was fat in Houston, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
he lost all that weight when he went to
Oh yeah, that
Brooklyn.
hamstring started to feel a lot better when Amari Cooper, not Amari Cooper, and Devontae Adams got traded.
I know, right? He played in everything.
It's a shame it didn't work out with the Raiders because I really thought that was like, okay, this is you got Derek Carr, his buddy. You weren't going to get the same production from those two as I think people expected, like the AJ Brown thing when he came here, or when Diggs went to Buffalo. But at the same time, you're thinking, oh, this could work. The Raiders were close. They go get Devontae. Oh my God, it just blew up in their face. Like from day one, it seemed like he didn't want to be there. And like 2 games in, he's blaming Carr. Then Carr's gone, and it's Minshew or not Minshew. Who was it?
Mario? No,
Was it
Jimmy G?
It was Jimmy G, and then it was AOC, and now it's and then it was now it's Minshew, then it's AOC again, and now it's Minshew again.
Oh,
I think stability would help him. I wonder where if these guys are going to be on these teams next year. I would imagine the Jets will retain Adams, but Cooper, I don't know if he'll be a free agent or if DeAndre Hopkins wants to go someplace else. The grass is always greener, and for these 3 it might be, but I don't know. I don't really think this moves the needle too much. I think the Chiefs are the big winners here because they go and get a number 1 guy. But I do think Amari Cooper fits on the Bills better than the other 2 fit on their respective teams. Because you're essentially replacing Garrett Wilson with Devontae Adams as the number 1 target. And with all due respect to Devontae Adams, he's had a great career. Garrett Wilson's a better player right now. And instead of him getting 9, 10, 11 targets a game, it's going to be him getting probably 6 or 7 and Adams getting about the same. I'd rather force feed the ball to Garrett Wilson than Devontae Adams in 2024.
This actually might help out Wilson because now the focus will be on Adams because the chemistry those 2 have. Wilson's going to be just freeze the birds on single coverage, or opens up Lazard, third man, whoever the third man is for that team.
Yeah, the concern is also the same thing though, where Rodgers' focus will now be on Adams and his safety blanket. He knows Lazard, he trusts him, and he seems to be. Sorry, this thing's loud as hell. He seems to be gaining trust in. I was going to check the first basket to see what happened. He seems to be trusting Tyler Conklin pretty much, and he likes Xavier Gibson as well. So this game starts at 7:30. That means it won't tip off until like 7:55. So we're good. We got
That's
time.
one thing about basketball; they never start on time.
Dude, the fucking Celtics game started like 25 minutes late. The banner ceremony.
All right, you want to go into the NFL talk?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, man. Here's the question, real quick: who is more on the hot seat, McCarthy in Dallas, Nick Dickhead Sirianni in Philly, or Sean McDermott if they can't get it done in Buffalo?
McCarthy.
For sure. If you talked to me like 2 weeks ago, it would have been Nick Sirianni.
I think they're both on pretty hot seats. I think McCarthy's is warmer because Belichick is lurking. I wonder what the dynamic would be with Belichick and Jerry Jones, though.
I want to run this team, Jerry. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my team. I told you this last time. We're not doing that. Now, Hawk Tua, he's coming back. Not the girl, but Ty Tua is coming back.
Real quick, before we jump, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm going to be able to remember this later when we do the picks. Did you see that Brandon Aubrey has jury duty?
No.
The kicker for the Cowboys
is that why
apparently got selected. He got selected to a jury for some sort of criminal case.
On Sunday?
I don't know if it's on. I don't think it's one of the ones where they have to be held. I think they're allowed to go do their regular jobs, but I saw that this morning and I'm thinking to myself, they're gonna have to go find a new kicker because it's apparently some sort of like criminal homicide case or something.
Jesus. Because somebody in my league dropped him, and I'm like, he's one of the more.
Oh, I wonder if that's why.
I was like, what happened? Like, why did you drop the kicker?
Yeah.
Dude, I had Fairbond for the longest, and I dropped him for Washington's kicker. It's literally a lateral move. It's tremendous.
I don't even know who. I don't even know who kicks for what team at this point.
At this point, you should get 2 kickers in every league. They're raking.
Yeah, so Brandon Aubrey at one point this year was like he was as valuable as the 4th tight end, like the 5th quarterback.
Who's in charge of our league, by the way?
Ours?
Yes.
Me.
Commissioner. I like to, for the sake of the people here.
We're dumping tight ends. I already suggested this. Nobody wanted to do it.
You did. I remember that. How about we change the points for kickers? If you're making a 55 plus or 60 plus, give me an extra 1.5 or something.
So I think I did change kicking settings. So I saw a TikTok a little while back.
One last thing.
Yeah.
if you can add onside kicks, if you have a successful onside kick, that's five
I
points
think that
guaranteed.
that should be 5 points. Yeah. I actually our league is one of the few that I reduced the negative points for defenses for yards allowed because
Good.
I don't care. I think points matter. And then kickers, I think if you miss a 40 to 49 yarder, it's -1. And same thing with 50 and more, it's only -1. I think some leagues it's -2. But I want to do a punter league next year where you get point one for every punt yard.
Imagine when you hear.
And
I can't wait till you
have a
hear Chris Collinsworth. Oh my God! This is the first punt of the game, and it's the third quarter. I'm like, great.
God,
Here we go.
yeah.
Finally
I was
getting
down
the points.
11. I thought maybe the defenses would step up. I also want to do a head coach where you get a point for every challenge that you win, a point for every game won, like .01 for every first down. Like I think that these are things that matter.
You gotta you gotta do your
You get
research
1 point,
on
you get 2 points for controlling time of possession. Like
clock management.
let's get creative.
Let's get clock management in there. Fuck it.
I've suggested leagues in the past. Like I was in a 20 team baseball league where there were 600 players drafted.
The whole setup almost fell. Jesus. That
Yeah.
was bad.
I still have the draft in my email somewhere. I think I got drafted. I left the draft in like the 8th round. I got auto drafted Roy Halladay after he retired, and I think Derek Jeter after he retired as well.
Derek Jeter. Oh, real quick, did you see him walking off the fucking
Sure.
set?
Yeah, what a douche.
He's not made for TV. Or he's
No,
not
he
made for
does
that.
not. Especially when the people around him are David Ortiz.
Big
Who else is on the pen?
A-Rod.
Is it Frank Thomas, A-Rod?
No, just,
No, not Frank Thomas. Is it just A-Rod and David Ortiz?
yeah, and
'Cause I know TBS is Grander. Oh no, TBS is Granderson, Frank Thomas, Jimmy Rollins,
The-
Pedro.
the announcer that does it with Tom Brady.
Yeah,
I forget his name. He's
well, Vasgersian does the Vasgersian sits at the desk. Joe
he's from
Davis is
alma
up in the
mater.
booth.
Alma mater. He graduated. In the
Oh,
same,
Kevin Burkhardt. Kevin
Yes.
Burkhardt, that's right.
graduated in the same
Yeah,
college as
and-
I did.
There's such a stark difference between A-Rod when the light is on. Same thing with Ortiz, and Jeter's just he doesn't belong there.
Yeah, he doesn't. You
He
can tell
belong.
he's-
Him, Brady, Jason Witten. They all graduated from the same broadcasting school.
I think Derek Jeter would fit nicely with our boy from Alabama, Nick Saban.
Say, oh,
No nonsense on that.
I don't think so, man. Saban's been amazing on game day.
Well, no,
he's-
it would give it out of him because he had.
Yeah, I think it would work,
Has a little bit, oh my
I think
God.
so too.
Come on,
Saban's been such a seamless addition to game day. Herb Street, Herb Street dog, Dez. They get the perfect dynamic right now,
McAfee.
and they keep rolling fucking Corso out there like Jimmy Carter. They can put some headgear on. The poor guy. I'm like, who dug this man out of his hole to fucking? Oh, did you see who the guest picker is this week on College Game Day?
No,
Kyle Schwarber.
no shit. Awesome.
Yeah, they're at Indiana for I believe Indiana plays Washington. Big Big Ten matchup this week.
Nice.
But yes, let's keep going. I'm sorry.
All right, yeah, no problem. And one last thing, Eagles versus Bengals was originally a 4:25 game. It got flexed to a 1 p.m. for Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels. Hopefully that does happen. What is this more important for the youth, or shows you where the Bengals and Eagles are now? That they just got
I think
flexed
it's a
out?
little bit more about showcasing these two guys to a bigger audience. I mean, if the Eagles were on, if Caleb and Jaden Daniels were on at 1 o'clock, they'd be on with 7 other games.
Mhm.
They're not quite standalone. It's not quite getting flexed to primetime, which I think the Eagles were flexed out of primetime later this season with the Jags. But
Jesus.
this does get more eyeballs on the game because I would imagine the CBS or Fox game. I mean, Chiefs Raiders is probably going to be the focus on CBS, and there's a chance that this is the Fox game that gets Brady and Burkhardt. I mean, who knows?
I wouldn't mind that at all, actually.
Yeah,
And congratulations to Tom Brady. He's become a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
I swore he was white.
And he has all these stipulations with him as well. Can't go here.
Yeah,
can't go
he's
there.
not allowed to criticize officiating, which is a concern if you're an announcer.
Yikes.
I'm trying to find the announcing schedule. I don't know if they've been released yet for this week. Oh no, no, that's college. Week 8.
Colegio.
By the way, Tua not wanting to wear the Guardian cap. That man's going to be in a wheelchair by the time he's 30. I feel bad for the guy.
He'll look like Jimmy Carter at 30. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's move on. basketball, as you mentioned. Where do we want to start? Oh, Bronny
Oh,
James.
this is not.
Bronny James made his debut Tuesday night versus the Timberwolves at home. He played all of but 3 minutes, 0 points, I believe. Do you think he'll be in the G League by Christmas?
So it's a weird thing with him. I saw a video about this, and I tend to agree. And I wasn't sure how to articulate it. The guy I was watching, I forget his name. It might have been Frank Michael Smith. Um, but I don't know if he's cut out for the G League either, because the G League is a bunch of guys that have a chip on their shoulder,
Oh, yeah.
and we're really good in high school and college, but not quite there in the pros. Or guys that were in the pros and just fell out of favor and are trying to get back there. I don't know if Bronny has that in him. I mean, he's going to get eaten alive down there if he goes to the G League. And he's obviously not an NBA rotation player. He played 3 minutes last night just out of pity for LeBron to get a photo op. But I don't know if he would even hold. I mean, he skill wise, I think he's okay. He's not good, but I think he'd be serviceable. I think in a good situation in the G League as like a bench wing, playing maybe 20 minutes a night, getting some threes and playing a good defense. He's pretty athletic, but I don't think he's going to get killed in the G League.
Whose fault is this? Is this? I mean, obviously he's a grown man, he can make his own decisions. But do you
Yeah.
think this
Well,
is
I don't know.
marketing? Do you think this is LeBron? Like, hey man, I'm not going to be along. I would like this opportunity.
I mean, he would have benefited from another year at USC, especially because he had the health issue.
But he didn't
that
even
cut his
perform
season.
there.
What he also didn't play a sizable amount of the games that season, so it's there's reason to believe that another year older, another year of his body maturing
Yeah.
and understanding the game better. I mean, I would imagine he understands the game pretty well considering who his father is, but
Right.
he really needs another year of like pretty attentive coaching. And I think this was all about LeBron not having too much time left and wanting to play with his kid at some point, which is kind of cool, but
He
it feels
looks-
very, very, very manufactured.
He looks tiny on that court.
Yeah,
Looks
this
tiny.
reminds me. You know what this reminds me of? Remember when the Yankees traded for Russell Wilson and he played like one spring training game?
What?
Yeah, Russell Wilson was in the minor
quarterback?
leagues for somebody. Yeah, and he got traded for. I think the Yankees brought him in. He played. He had like one at bat in the spring. I remember when Tim Tebow went to go play AAA with the Mets.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like he was in MLB The Show, but he was the worst player in the entire game. He was like a 42 overall.
Not if he was coached by Cletus Little.
He had his first swing in the minors was a home run, which was crazy. But like that's what this feels like. It's obviously mostly publicity. If his name were Bronny Williams the third or something like that, would anybody care? He would be, oh no, that he's not good at this. He's not good at this. He's not good at this. Like, sure, there's enough space in the G League and some of these developmental places where he can play, but unless he takes a sizable step, and I mean his body is obviously that of a 20-year-old or whatever, but
Yeah.
he's not. I don't think he's cut out to even play in the G League at this point. He really would have benefited from playing another year in college,
Or transfer.
which I understand wasn't in the cards. But hey,
This is gonna be a long season. And the thing is,
yeah,
he has so much money just off jersey sales. If he gets a cut of it anyway, it's like Matt McClung getting that much jersey sales in
Yeah.
Philadelphia when he was here. Come on,
Big
now,
Mac
guys.
McClung. Well, now they have Cooper DeJean, so
Yeah, at
and
least
Will
starting
Shipley.
and producing. This
yeah,
guy,
at least he plays. Yeah, at least he plays.
3 minutes just for a photo op and then does nothing with it.
Yeah, he did take one shot. It was a good shot, but it missed. I did enjoy, for what it's worth, the mic'd up moments with LeBron and him. LeBron kind of, hey, ready for the intensity, and then they come into the game. Okay, you got so and so, and I don't know. I love the mic'd up stuff. I thought, as much as I hate him, Reddick's mic'd up stuff was good. Not even hate. I just think I'm annoyed by him, but
Yeah.
I did enjoy. I'm interested to see if they mic LeBron up a little bit more for these like standalone TNT or ESPN games.
Oh, for sure. They might even mic up Bronny just how because he's going to be on the bench primarily, but it
Yeah,
won't
you
get
would
you the
think so.
same play of
Yeah.
the in game. But
Can I get you some water, sir?
um,
It's 7:39. I don't think the Dallas and San Antonio game has tipped off yet.
You didn't
Oh, it's
mention-
6-2. All right, let's see. God damn it. Julian Champagne or whatever, the guy that was a Sixer, made the first shot of the game for the Spurs.
bingo. You
All right,
mentioned JJ
let's,
Redick.
Let's quickly throw another parlay in.
You mentioned JJ Redick. I saw
Yes.
the clip of comparing him in the timeout with Darvin Ham.
Salute.
I don't remember the salute. I was like, is that real?
You know they were down by like 20 at that point. which is
Ah,
even funnier. Y'all
jeez.
playing the right way. Salute.
Just keep on him. Keep pressing him.
Yeah,
Salute.
just keep trying.
Like JJ Redick looks like an actual coach.
Yeah, Reddick has done a really good job. I thought he gave thoughtful answers in the press conference after. I really do expect him to be extremely condescending at some point this
Oh
year with the
yeah.
media. However, I thought the offense looked really good from the game. The parts I didn't see much. I think I maybe saw the first half of the game.
That's
Um,
late though. Those
I
games are late.
saw a little bit after when Bronny came out, so would have been probably around halftime. I thought the offense looked really good. They found creative ways to get the ball to Reeves. They found good ways to get it to Rui Hachimura. Obviously, LeBron getting some space. They found ways to get Davis,
Davis was
shots
a
from the mid range
monster.
and the block. He played really well. I think Redick is going to open up the floor so much for Davis and for Hachimura and Reeves, and it's going to come down to if they can make shots, which obviously everything comes down to that. But
Right.
and then obviously their transition with the best transition player I think in the history of basketball. So they're gonna be an interesting team. I think that the it's weird because I'm on record as saying coaches don't matter that much, and so is Kyrie Irving. But there's a chance that him alone could elevate them. I mean, Darvin Ham was so bad, and the players just did not believe in him at all. And Redick at least being a pretty big personality and having a pretty large ego and being well spoken and being so recently removed from the game, he's not as out of touch as some of these coaches might be. He
Right.
understands spacing, he understands movement, and I think he's got some really good assistant coaches too, which was the first thing he said in one of
Scotty
his
Brooks
interviews.
is some of
So
them.
yeah, that's a big assistant coach to have, and I think that if they stay healthy, they have a good enough team to make probably a top four seed in the West. I don't know if they're going to contend for a championship, but
He
they
also
will at least be interesting.
he also brings swag, which you don't see much. And it's probably obviously you won't see it on stat sheet, but he brings swag
He has a
to the
confidence
team.
to him, which I think is tough to.
Yeah, he brings swag to
It's
the
because he
team and the
played.
coaching. And yeah, just like
Yeah,
you said, because he played, he's more
I really
modern.
think it has something to do with that. Yeah.
So I mean, I think the Lakers are going to be okay. If he can turn Bronny into more minutes, I don't know, like eighth man in the rotation. If he can pull that off, which I doubt highly, JJ Redick might be coach of the year on that one alone.
Well,
Because
I mean,
Bronny's not
I don't
ready
even
for
know
that.
who the candidates are for coach of the year at this point. Like,
He'll be up there if they can get
I would
Bronny
assume he's in
valuable
there.
minutes.
We'll
Um,
see.
I don't even know. I don't think there was any major head coaching
I don't,
changes.
whoever the OKC guy is probably the front runner.
Did he win it last time?
Probably, but the media loves them.
Yeah.
A Clippers debut, new arena,
Did you
the
get it?
Intuit
Check?
Dome,
Did you
paid
see
for
it?
by. I did, yeah. It was very loud.
Really? Well, is
So
that piped
the
up
in,
noise?
I don't know. So the Intuit Dome, they do have noise recorders. I think on every volume
Oh,
gauges. I think on
decibels.
everybody's seat, which I think the loudest fans get free stuff or get
Yeah.
reduced pricing on tickets. The wall is really cool behind the net.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, which is like second level thinking that Ballmer I think came up with himself, is I think they have like something like twice as many bathrooms or three times as many bathrooms as any other arena in the
Yeah.
league because he wants fans in the seats and they have more vendors and they have ways to get food and drinks and things like that won't create long lines. Um,
Amen.
every seat has a charging port, so it seems it's kind of refreshing that there's in a world where you have Josh Harris and the what's it called who were the owners of the fucking Orioles that sold the team the Angelos or whatever Angelos is whatever they were. There's so many owners that are out of touch and only have teams because of the fact they make money on them. It's nice to have an owner that seems to genuinely care about the team that he owns.
And the game itself.
The game was good.
He's at the games.
Yeah, I mean he's like Mark Cuban if Mark Cuban were a lot more enthusiastic.
I mean, he's done great things for that organization.
Yeah.
It looks cool. And I saw the clip where Durant's facing the wall and
Yeah.
he bricked both. I think I was like, oh Jesus Christ.
I love it. Hey, listen, if I had FU money the way he does, and I could just own a team and that'd be my thing, like him and Steve Cohen, I think are good for sports
Right.
because it forces other billionaire owners to actually invest in the teams that they own and not just treat them like a stock or an IRA or something.
Or like the Oakland A's guy.
Yeah.
Scumbag. Scumbag.
All George, Joel Embiid, both out. game 1 of the season. Embiid is out for the first 3. I coincidentally the 4th game of the season against the Pistons, so expect that to be the opener for Embiid.
Is that at home?
I think it's in Detroit. I have to
Oh.
double check.
Imagine if it was at home.
But what is your concern level 1 to 10 with these two guys missing time?
If you talk to me preseason, highly concerned. Right now, I can care less. Just get healthy, be productive, have some cohesion by the time playoff starts, and let's make a run. I can care less. Seriously, can care less. How about you?
Yeah, see, the thing that I saw someone on Twitter say, and I agree with it, if so many fans keep saying, they want Embiid and Paul George to play just 55 games a season
Yeah.
and get to the finish line healthy, to play 55 games, you have to miss 27. And I think the fans are not okay. I think most Sixers fans are measured enough, at least diehard fans are measured enough to understand that if you want your best player to be healthy in April, at this point, there's just no way for Embiid to be healthy in April without missing a sizable chunk of the season.
Right.
And even then, it's not a guarantee. This is the first time I think that there really is no excuse for this team. They go when they get a star. They can't blame, a loaded contract on Tobias Harris or Simmons or any of these guys or Horford. And they have a rotation that kind of fits their stars. I think Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George is the best iteration of a big 3 or 4 that this team has had in terms of how their abilities and tendencies complement one another.
Right.
Obviously, all 3 are pretty ball dominant, but all 3 of them can shoot from the outside. They can all create for themselves. And they all are pretty good distributors of the basketball while all being pretty good defensive players. Embiid, obviously, an elite defender. Paul George is not as good as I think people expect him to be defensively. I think people think he's an elite wing. I don't think he is. And Maxey's effort is really good. So I think they'll be fine. And with Oubre and some of these other guys, Martin, I think they'll defend well. And transition with George and Embiid and Maxey should be fun. But there's no excuses now. If you bought this team the way you did, you spent your salary cap money that you've been talking about for 3 years, talking about Morey. And look, if they don't get it done, they're out of excuses.
For sure. You touched on the rotation. This is probably the best rotation since the year that Harden came in, because when Harden came in, they dumped the whole bench.
Yeah, they got rid of Curry, they got rid of Drummond.
So you bring back Drummond,
Hey,
solid
what, 10
backup.
deep at this point? He might be 12 deep at this point.
You bring in Drummond, solid backup for Embiid. You got, is this the rookie?
Adembona?
Yeah,
Yes, he's a fun backup big who I think
tremendous.
he's pretty raw, but I think he was the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year last year, and he fits this offense pretty well.
You got the other rookie, Jerry McCain, who's been great. Personally, I like
I
him.
don't know how much he played the other night, but
Well, from the preseason anyway.
yeah,
I like
4
his
minutes.
game.
Yeah, so look at your guard rotation.
I was just gonna say, look at this. This is playoff
Yeah.
experience at the guard.
Yeah, look, you have Lowry, Reggie Jackson. I mean, even Tyrese Maxey now has playoff
Gordon?
experience. Maxey, Lowry, Jackson, Eric Gordon, Caleb Martin has playoff experience. He's injured. What the fuck? Caleb Martin has play experience. I mean, Kelly Oubre, playoff experience. KJ Martin can kind of swing from the 3 to the 4. Paul
Council.
George, Gershon Yabusele. I don't know how much he played with Boston in the playoffs. Probably not.
Probably.
He averaged 4 minutes a game when he was there. So no real experience there, but I think this is one of the better teams they've had.
And they might still be buyers come trade deadline. Now, I hope they don't sell another
Yeah.
Drummond again, because that happens again. I'm done with this
That-
team.
I think KJ Martin is the most obvious salary piece they can move at the deadline. I don't think they can move him until middle of November. There are different dates for when you can move guys
Yeah.
relative to when they sign their deals or when their options kicked in. So he won't be moved. He's the easy option. Him, Reggie Jackson. You could probably piece together some of these minimum deals or like a Lowry or something, but I don't think they have a ton of maneuverability. They do have a couple more assets draft-wise than they did previously. But
I'd probably keep.
and even Yabusele, I think they could trade his contract. They have a little bit more optionality than years past, but
For sure.
it's about staying healthy.
That's the name of the game. Stay healthy, boys. Stay healthy. And it's a good collection. Mid-30s, couple mid-30s, one late-30s in Kyle Lowry, and then some youth
Yeah, you
in
got-
there in the mid-20s.
You got 2 years with this team, I think. It may be 3 max with this core. But I think you got this year and next year with this iteration of the team. Obviously, some pieces will be different. I don't think Reggie Jackson will be here next year. Adem Bona, maybe he's a guy you move on from. Drummond, I don't know how long they're going to roll with him, but I think that this core you get 2 years,
I can
and if you
see
can't figure it out the next 2 years, it's going to be back to the drawing board most likely.
if you get rid of Drummond, it better be for a valuable piece because his stock can increase with as many games Embiid is going to miss. He's going to get the ball a
Yep.
lot.
He's an important player.
His stock goes up. That's a trade piece right there.
He has one of the most important roles in the sport, which is being the backup to Embiid.
The best. Center.
Considering the fact now, obviously, I don't know how much casual fans pay attention to this, but when Embiid is on the floor in the playoffs,
Yeah.
the Sixers excel, and when he's not, that's when they get crushed. I mean, look at the Knicks series, look at the Celtics series in the bubble, look at the Hawks series, and then look at the Raptors series when the Kawhi shot happened. I think Embiid was something like a plus 16 or something for that series, and they were a minus 50 something with him off the floor. They excel with him on the floor. If they could just play even enough, or maybe a -2, -3 per game with Embiid not on the floor, meaning that's probably the Drummond minutes, they will win games.
Hopefully everyone stays healthy as well.
Yeah.
Please, I don't need a. It's already been bad enough with the Phillies. I don't need another tragedy.
Yeah, we don't need another one of those.
You want to touch on hockey real quick, and then
Yeah.
we go into foosball.
Yeah, we'll jump into the picks after that. So,
Right.
Flyers started the season pretty well with a win in a shootout in Vancouver. And then to them, I believe, dropped 6 straight, one of them being in overtime.
Home.
They got to figure out this goaltending situation
It's
pretty
rough.
fast. And they really, I think Owen Tippett to this point of the season has taken a pretty sizable step in the wrong direction. He's missing the net on a lot of these shot attempts. Travis Konechny looks good, but their captain is playing fourth line minutes at times. They don't have an identity, and they really don't have any cap space. And defensively, Rasmus Ristolainen and Igor Zamula have been pretty bad. On top of that, Sam Ersson has been okay, but he's in an impossible spot because the Carter Hart shit happened last year. Hart supposed to be the number one goaltender. Ersson is now bumped up to the number one goaltender, and Ivan Fedotov has been horrendous as the backup. He's just not an NHL goalie, so they have a lot to figure out and not a whole lot of maneuverability.
Right. And then
On top of all of that, Jet Luchenko, the number one pick this year, number one pick this year, the NHL has a rule where you can, if you're in the juniors, you can play up to 9 games with the club and then get sent down back to juniors, and you don't lose a year on your contract. Jet Luchenko has been one of the better Flyers, and they're going to send him down to juniors soon. So they're losing another one of their best skaters and best offensive creators.
And to make matters worse, they are going to host the Minnesota Wild. I believe the Minnesota Wild 4-0, 4-0-2, so 4 wins, 2 losses.
Wild are good.
Wild are good. I don't see them winning another game for a minute.
Yeah, the Wild are pretty good. They obviously have Marc-Andre Fleury, who's always killed the Flyers.
He should have
Yeah,
retired.
the Wild are fantastic.
I would have probably.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wild are second in goals against. They've allowed 11 goals in 6 games.
All right. We'll do this and we'll move on. 'Cause,
And they're the third
running
least
late.
penalized team in the league. Yep.
Oh Jesus! Real quick, rapid fire. Flyers beating Minnesota.
No.
This is just the end of October. Montreal
Home or away?
home.
Win.
Ooh. At
That's
Boston.
Tuesday, right?
Sunday.
At Boston, no.
And on Halloween, home to the St. Louis Blues.
Oh, the Blues are pretty good too. I think they win that. So they're going to finish the month 3-7-1, 3-7-2.
Well, we don't know if there's a draw or loss, but you got them 3 wins
Yeah, well,
into November.
yeah, pretty sad.
I can't wait for the postseason run from the boys. Let's get it. It's a slow start.
Yeah,
with a tight
they got
finish.
last year they really should have traded away some more pieces. You either go all in or you go all out. You can't play in the middle.
Well, they
I
probably
mean, how many times have I talked to you about this? You can't middle forever.
They probably had inspiration from the Los Angeles Anaheim Angels, where they were
Yeah,
they were buyers when they should have been sellers, and then they sold everyone anyway.
They
and
could have
lost
gotten a
Ohtani.
first round pick for Scott Lawton, and they didn't do it. So it is what it is, my friend.
Yes, sir. All right,
Could have traded Nick Sealer. Could have traded a lot of guys.
right. All right. We are 24 hours away from the World Series. It feels like it's been 2 weeks since I've seen baseball. I don't like it. I don't know How do you feel about it? Because
I hate the layoff.
baseball is that you can play every day. The
Yeah.
moment you get an extended break, it fucks up everything. The mojo,
So
the vibe, the hype.
baseball's the one sport that does this. When you get to the playoffs, everything changes. I mean, in the regular season, baseball's always with you. I think Chris Russo was on record saying it's always with you. It's in the car. It's in the backyard. It's on the TV at home. And then when you get to the playoffs, instead of it being an everyday thing, there's so much downtime, and it's not how baseball is meant to be played. Luckily, in the World Series, it's 2 games, a day off, 3 games, a day off, 2 games. So there's none of this game, day off, game, day off. Like it's not like the NBA where there's 2 days between games and all this.
NBA feels like a month.
Otani will not be pitching, by the way. I don't think that was ever in question, but somebody had to ask Dave Roberts about it.
Never know. He could have broke news right there. Oh yeah, he will be pitching. What?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's starting tomorrow.
Right. Oh, you'll see the lineup tomorrow, and he looking like it's not Otani.
Yeah.
Like you fucking dickhead. Why did you say he wasn't?
He's not even. He's actually going on the injured list.
Oh Jesus Christ. Yes, the Dodgers and the Yankees. I think this is what everyone predicted. Won it at the start of the season.
I would imagine this is the most predicted outcome.
I mean, the Mets were making a push, like, oh, New York Subway Series, which would have sucked, to be honest.
I got to see what my prediction was.
Ooh, that should be a good one. Diamondbacks and Rangers led to this. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think there's a. I don't think baseball is manipulated the way some of these other sports are, but the MLB had to be kicking themselves last year. It was the least watched World Series in I think 30 years.
I don't think I watched a second of it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I watched a little bit, but nobody cared about Rangers. Nobody cared about the Diamondbacks. Considering the 2 teams that got beaten on the way there were the Phillies and the Astros, we got robbed of a redemption story. And the Diamondbacks, not many people knew them. They have a lifeless stadium. Rangers, lifeless stadium. Not many people cared about them. This year, you got your 2 biggest stars. You have the 2 MVPs presumptively, Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, as well as possibly the MVP runner-up in the AL and Juan Soto. And you have a marquee pitcher in Garrett Cole. You have 2 of the most. I know that Yankee Stadium is newer and people hate it, but 2 of the more well-known stadiums. The third oldest stadium in baseball with Dodger Stadium, with the largest capacity, and then you have a stadium that gets pretty loud, and Yankee Stadium, which, because of the fact that it shares the name of the old one, it will have perceived value going into this series. It's the 2 biggest markets, New York and Los Angeles, and the 2 most recognizable logos and hats and all the same. You ask a lot of folks on the street that don't watch baseball, they might know 10 players' names. I bet you 3 or 4 of them are in this series.
Correct. I can't believe we're here.
I'm excited.
We got here.
It's going to be a hate watch to an extent. I don't want to see the Yankees win, but I also don't want to see the Dodgers win.
I hope
but it
Perry's
just
not
feels like
listening
we're
to this part.
destined. I think we're just destined for an Ohtani World Series MVP. So
You hear that, Perry? It's over. It's over. The worst free agent signing in history is going to get a ring on your Yankees. And I don't hear no
boy.
rebuttal from my co-host. And I'll just leave it at that. Just
I'll
look
leave it
at
at that.
I'm sleepy now.
I've alienated enough people.
I don't want to ruffle any more feathers, but if that happens, I'm sending a mean, and not a mean as in mean-spirited. It's more of a flurry of text, of screenshots of what happened with the signing of Shohei Ohtani. That's all I want to say.
Let me ask you this.
Talk to me.
The Wolves have 3 games remaining potentially. 2 guaranteed, 1 asterisk. What will there be more of? Wolves wins between now and November 20th? Or Aaron Judge World Series home runs? We have 1 regular season game followed by a semifinal game, and then if we win that, we're in the final against a team that is potentially going to be 11-0 at the time. But I think we can beat.
I think you got this. I don't think Aaron
So
Judge might hit. He'll hit 2 home runs tops. That's
I
it.
think he's going to hit 2. One of them will be when the team is up by 7, and the other one will be back to back when the team is down. Or it'll be after
Soto?
what's his name? After Torres hits like a 3-run homer to give the Yankees like a 6-0 lead. He'll hit one back to back, and then he'll hit one when they're down 8-0 at Dodger Stadium. It'll be the 2 most low leverage home runs possible.
Man, he is one of those players. It's crazy how sports is, and we can talk about like our predictions for tomorrow and Saturday. But he's one of those players that in the regular season, or he's polarizing as it is. the judge, But when it comes to the bright lights of postseason, he looks like a eighth or ninth hitter in any
Yeah, I
lineup.
mean, look, he needs to be thanking his lucky stars that Torres has played pretty well for them. Volpe's hit the ball well for them. Soto has been really good, and Stanton's been insane. So him,
Stanton's been locked
Wells,
in.
a couple of these other Verdugo, some of these guys have not hit their weight. Even Rizzo's been pretty good coming back. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
the Dodgers, Otani forever was like 15 for 20 with runners on base and 0 for 11 with none. Betts has been kind of Will Smith, Muncy's been pretty good. I
Freeman.
think that this is going to be I think this will be a fun World Series. Yeah, Freeman, who's playing injured. This will be fun. Let me ask you this, because there's a chance that next week we'll be talking either before Game 6 or after Game 5, after the series is over, or as they're going back to Los Angeles. Who do you think wins the series and in how many games?
Dodgers in 6. That Yankees lineup is no, cupcake. And that's a short porch in right field.
Yeah, I'm
That's
going to
gonna
go
get
Dodgers
monstered.
in 7.
Oh, you want the 7. And Dodgers
So
have
I
home
think
field.
I think they split in LA.
Ooh. I don't see that.
I think the Yankees win Game 1. I think Yankees win Game 1. Garrett Cole's going to shove. Game 2, Rodon gets crushed. Then they go. I think the Dodgers take 2 out of 3 in New York and go home 3-2. Yankees salvage Game 6, which will probably be Garrett Cole's game, or I guess that'll be Rodon. And then Game 7, anything can happen, and we get a classic baseball game on a nice Friday night again. What day is the Game 7? Would it be at least
Do we get precipitation?
Saturday? I don't know. They don't really have that built into the schedule. I mean, the Phillies, when they played the Astros, there was a built-in day off on that Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So when the game I think it was a Tuesday, when the one game got rained out, they just moved it to the next day. I don't know if there's a built-in day off this series. There's 2 travel days, but I don't know if they can push any of these games back.
It's rough. You need to adjust.
I would love a day-night doubleheader in the World Series.
A splitter. Ooh. Hate
Yeah.
to see it.
So, World Series MVP, who you got?
It's got to be Shohei Ohtani, no?
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm
have the
tempted to
Dodgers
say
winning,
him. Yeah, I'm tempted to say him.
All right, how
I
about
guess to
this?
be different,
How about this? Shohei Ohtani is probably
If
the
it's-
runaway.
let's say it's not him.
Let's say it's not him. Anybody but him. Kike Hernandez.
The man, he just shows up and plays in the postseason. I do like Kike. I'll go Max Muncy, a guy who's done it before, has played well in the postseason, has a
you-
walk-off in the World Series,
He has.
and he's left-handed hitter going to Yankee Stadium for 3 games. Oh,
Did you catch?
he had that on-base streak.
I was
I
just
think
gonna
when
say,
he
did
have
you
12
catch the-
consecutive.
I think 12
Yeah,
or 14, one of those. And
yeah, crazy. I don't
At
remember ever
every-
seeing anything like that.
at every appearance, he was on
Yeah.
base.
It's
imagine?
crazy.
Yeah, he's gonna get on base at least 3 times in the game.
Yeah, he's just gonna in the batter's box. He's on first.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
I don't know.
So we got the
Pretty fun.
The Dodgers. Sorry, Perry, but
Yeah, sorry, pal. All right,
you got
Let's,
26, 27 rings. You should be all right.
with no more further with something further ado,
The
let's
picks.
jump into the Week 7 NFL picks.
Let's get it.
Or Week 8, I guess. I didn't update the graphic here. I got all the games here. I updated the lines on the sheet for us.
Perfect.
I guess we'll start with this evening's game, which should be kicking off shortly. Minnesota Vikings at the Los Angeles Rams. Minnesota -2.5 on the road. 47.5 is the total.
Not, you mean
Keep in
home.
mind the Rams will be. I'm sorry.
You mean Vikings at their home, away from home?
Yeah. So Rams on the road at home.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, there's a chance this line has moved since Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua came back. We had a Bloodline guy and a Paul brother coming back.
46 and a
FanDuel
half,
here.
and the line's still 2.5.
Okay.
Not that. It's one.
I'll just use the lines from earlier today. You
Yeah.
can go first.
Give me Los Angeles Rams, and I already have this on the spreadsheet. My stuff's already
Okay.
set. I'm just reading.
Beautiful. I'll take the Vikings.
The Vikings. I like it. I like it.
The Ivar and the other guy, the Viking
Oh,
Raiders.
The War. No, they're the War Raiders now.
Oh,
Baby.
the War Raiders. Yeah, we're allowed to say the W word again.
Yes.
Um,
Fuck you, Vince.
Let's jump right into it. Eagles and Bengals, 1 o'clock. Cincinnati -2.5, 48 flat.
Let's see. I have Cincinnati.
Put up or shut up time.
I have Cincinnati.
I'm going Eagles. Fuck the Bengals. Fuck Joe Burrow.
I know I know you hate Joe Burrow, but
And
realistically,
and when he loses Sunday to Jalen Hurts, he has to give his Heisman to Jalen Hurts. Thank you very
deal,
much.
deal, yes,
Yeah.
and shave off his fucking blonde hair.
Guy has
Moron.
more nicknames than playoff wins. All right, next up. Ravens and Browns in the NFC North. The NFC North. That'd be great if it were the NFC North. The AFC North, the division that promotes homicide. Baltimore, last I checked, -8.5 on the road. Actually, 44.5. There's a chance that
It's gotta be
Jameis
moved.
plays.
Oh, it's 100% James. There's no Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, well, DTR played last week, which was interesting. He also
he?
stinks, but yeah, he was the second quarterback. Jameis was the emergency third guy.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah,
Give me Baltimore. Come on now.
yeah, me too.
Let's not be.
That'd be
so
fun if
ridiculous.
Jameis plays well, though.
Oh, would love
All right. This is the uniform matchup that would drive a lot of people crazy. Titans and Lions.
Oh,
Detroit -11.5 at home against the Titans. Is Will Levis hurt?
yes.
He is. It's Mason Rudolph, right?
I can double check that, but I'm pretty sure he is hurt.
Yeah, so 11.5, 45 flat. Need I say more?
Uh, oh, and they lost DeAndre Hopkins as we mentioned at the top of the show.
Yeah, they lost Hopkins. That's right. I'm going to go Lions.
But I have Lions as well, but expect a big game from our boy, friend of the show, Calvin Ridley, the sole now wide out for the Titans. And
I have,
Detroit has given up the most to wide receivers, so.
I have to get the story straight
Oh,
from my coworker, but my coworker has a brother that works for the Titans, and there's something related to Calvin Ridley about a charity appearance or something that was canceled. So I think there's a high likelihood he gets traded soon. So
really?
I will get a story from him. Cardinals Dolphins.
Real quick,
Miami
Will
minus.
Levis'
Yeah,
shoulder limited in participation in practice, so may or may not go.
Okay.
It will be closer to game time. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't think he's playing. Cards at Dolphins. Tua expected back. Miami -3.5, 46 flat.
With or without Tua, I think Miami should win this game.
I agree. The New York Rogers and Friends against the Patriots, 1:00.
Is
New
this
York
the-
-7, 41 flat. This would be funny if the Pats won.
I'm gonna change it. I had the Jets, but after Gerard Mayo called his team soft, come on now, and you're not gonna get Aaron Rodgers to smack you around. This ain't the Bears, baby. Patriots win big, or a close one actually. You got Rodgers?
The Jets have to win this game.
Fuck the Jets, honestly.
I hate them too, but the Jets are winning. Falcons at Bucks.
Damn,
Atlanta -2.5 on the road.
this was Did you see the game on Thursday night between these 2 weeks ago?
Nope.
The shootout in overtime.
Yeah, Falcons walked it off, right?
Yes, this was circled on my calendar. 4 days later, ruined. No wide receiver to show for Buccaneers. Atlanta winning
They
this.
don't. I forgot they don't have any wide receiver. Yeah, give me the Falcons.
Let me see this line, by the way. This should change.
2.5 is what I saw.
Yeah, you're right. 2.5.
Packers at Jags. Green Bay -4 on the road.
Oh, Green Bay. Come on now. Does Dougie P survive?
I think he survives because he wins. I think I'm going to go Jags.
Is this
Moving
the
to the
game?
maybe. Moving to the AFC South. Colts and Texans. Houston -5 at home.
Houston.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. Who
And
the
then 4
quarterback
o'clock.
is.
Yes, 4 o'clock window. Saints at Chargers. Chargers are -7. Or
There's no quarterback out.
oh, that's right. There's no quarterback on the Saints. Yeah, Chargers. The Fighting Harbaughs.
The Fighting Harbaughs. Let's see. Yeah, I got Chargers as well.
Yeah. Bills Seahawks. This potentially the game of the week. Bills at Seahawks 4 o'clock. Buffalo -3 on the road.
Give me the Seattle Seahawks, baby.
I had a feeling you were going to do that. I'm going to go Bills. I'm pretty big on the Bills this year. And then 3 more 4 o'clock games. Panthers at Broncos and the snooze fest of the game of the day. Broncos are -10.
It better not be a snooze fest because I have Bo Nix starting in my work league. He needs to come up.
Yeah, I
big.
grabbed him in 2 also. I'm going to go Broncos. Chiefs and Raiders. Raiders are the last team to beat the Chiefs.
Talk about snooze fest. Give me
Yeah, I
the
don't care about
Chiefs.
this game. Yeah, same. Bears at Commanders. Chicago -3.
I don't know what the status is on Daniels.
Doesn't matter.
I would love Chicago walking in there and smacking these bitches around, but it's gonna be Washington.
I'm gonna go. I'm going Commanders. I'm pretty high on them this year. Sunday Night Football. Waited all day for this. Waited
You
all
heard
day to go to
that?
bed early.
He's high
Cowboys
on
at
the team.
9.
They're done.
Yeah.
Put a fork in them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. True. Cowboys at Niners. Niners are -4.
Is this the get right game of the fucking year for Mike McCarthy?
I honestly think so. I think the Cowboys are gonna win this game.
Give me. I have Dallas as
Yeah.
well.
That just feels like a game where the Cowboys walk in there and just fucking step on their
You
throats. Yeah,
have
doesn't it?
zero excuses now. You have
Yep.
zero
And they,
excuses.
honestly, they go into this game probably a little bit of house money, and then Monday Night Football. The
And you're not at home, where
yeah,
you don't win.
yeah, they don't win at home. They only win on the road. And now we have the fucking Giants and the Steelers. Okay,
I'm gonna be watching TLC 90 Day Fiance during this game. I can care less.
What? I'll be watching
If
Monday Night
Dancing was a-
Monday Night Raw.
Oh yes, you would be. I was gonna say if Dancing was the Stars on that night, you'd be watching that too.
It's a shame we don't have the 2 day special this week. Although there's a chance it might be on because isn't Tuesday election night?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm sorry, that's next week. My
Oh,
apologies.
yes.
Yeah,
Damn. It's like a
yeah.
long.
Monday Night Raw better be good. Because
Yeah.
I'll go with the Steelers begrudgingly.
Same. All right.
All right, would you like to start the TTP, or would you like me to do so?
Oh, I'm starting off hot right here.
Hit me.
I can't do that because I don't know if I need dogs. Fuck it. I'll check it later, but give me Seattle as the lock of the week.
Wow. My luck will be the Lions.
Nice. All right.
Let's go with. I'll take my total next.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Packers Jags over 49 and a half.
Over, you said?
Yeah, I like them over in that game. I think it's gonna be a shootout.
All right. I got Arizona, Miami, under 46.
Okay.
Wait, let me see the line for the Chargers real quick. Where are they at?
Chargers. It's LA -7, 40 and a half is the total. Oh, that's a fucking Big Ten over under if I've ever seen
40
one.
and a half.
Yeah, you can take that if you'd like.
Nah. That feels like a trap right there. I
Yeah.
don't like it at all. All right.
So your dog and your points.
Patriots +7, I believe, right?
Okay, yeah, it's 7. Points for me.
Boom, 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 boom.
I don't really like any of these. Give
Eagles.
me the. I don't know. They just had a really good. Give me the Steelers -6.
That's not bad.
The Giants are
easy.
terrible, and the Steelers just blew out the Jets. And then my dog this week, we're gonna roll with the. Oh shit! I already took that game. Fuck.
The Panthers would be.
Let's go with who's my dog this week? Donde están mis perros? Let's go with the Commandos.
I was afraid you were gonna say that.
I mean, I only have a couple. It's them, the Cowboys,
Commanders
the
are-
Eagles.
Are dogs?
Yeah, Chicago's -3 because I don't think they're expecting Daniels to play. Let me double check that though.
All right. Well, then while you do that, I got Dallas as my dog.
I respect it. Yeah, Chicago -3
In Washington too.
in Washington. Yeah,
I
I don't know. Chicago's been playing pretty well. Washington missing their quarterback, so
he did get a
I
rib
get
injury,
it.
so-
Although I disagree with it, but I get it.
yeah. All right.
Which puts a bow on week 8. Puts a bow
Eight.
Knicks on week 8.
Oh, let's see what you did there.
Good timing as the boss has arrived at the house.
And the game's about to start. NFL actually
You
does
hungry?
kick off.
Oh man, their heads just start spinning when you say the H word.
The H word. What about the
Hungry.
W word? Oh, they don't. I guess they don't go on walks.
Not anymore.
Ah.
We are
Well-
getting their shots soon. We're gonna get them groomed, so they'll be ready to go on those.
For Santa.
And then when the baby comes, they'll be going on walks with the stroller.
Happy for you guys. Awesome stuff.
They're staring a hole in me right now.
Because you said the H word.
Over under 5.5 guests bail on the day of the baby shower. I got the over.
What was that?
Over under 5.5 guests bail on the baby shower the day of. I have the over on that one.
Aren't they RSVPs?
I think a handful of people will bail the day of. Oh, sorry, I had to go to work. Sorry, I had this. I already had that.
Do you already know who's going or not?
Supposed to, yeah. But
Huh?
chances are, I people are SVP'd, but we'll see.
You said the line's at 5.5.
Yeah.
Bail. That means they said they're gonna go and then they're not gonna
Yes. Yeah. Maybe we should move it down to 4.5.
go. Ooh. This is rubbing because it's it's like a ripple effect. Because if one person doesn't go and it's a couple, that's two, right? Or is that one?
Yeah. No, that counts too.
Like if Luke can't go, that means his wife can't go. That means his kids can't go. That's three right there.
Yeah. You gotta take
Oh.
that into account.
Definitely hit the over.
That's like taking the extra point into account for a touchdown. You just have to assume it's gonna be a thing. Yeah.
That's like neighbor of mine invites and then next thing you know
Malik?
they don't go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
four right there. But
Who knows?
who knows? Hopefully not. Hopefully you have a tremendous baby
Hopefully.
shower and weather cooperates as well. It's been great weather lately, honestly.
Yeah, it
Here in
has.
Philadelphia. Hopefully you don't get the Kamala Harris traffic or Biden traffic because I think they're
Hopefully
scheduled
not.
to be here
Tell them to
this
stay
weekend.
home. Whatever. This place isn't too far. All right, I will feed you. Don't worry. These damn dogs.
You said the H word too early.
I did. That's what
All
I
right.
got.
All right. This has been episode 154 of the PA Turnpot. Thank you for tuning in. We're back. We'll be back next week.
Yes,
And
we will.
like always, I'm Joel. That is Rob. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. And, yeah, let's get it. And go Philadelphia Wolves.
There it is.